Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my monthly favorites, which I'm assuming is why you clicked on this video, as it's probably in the title. The month of February, as I said in my last video, flies by because it is the shortest month of the year. And I don't do favorites every month because I don't have favorites every month. I don't want to share things with you guys if I'm not actually enjoying them, or if I have just one thing, I'm not going to stop loving it the next month, so I'll just save it until I have more things to show you. So this month I have a handful of favorites, and I also have some things that didn't work out for me. It's only a few products though, so I'm going to share all of that with you guys right now. To start things off, there is this lotion, or as they call it, Body Milk by Soap & Glory, and this is in the Smoothie Star scent. This smells so delicious and warm and vanilla-y. It's so good. Almonds, oats, and brown sugar is what the scent is described as on the packaging. I love that it's a large bottle with a pump. I love the smell of it. I just throw it on after I get out of the shower and it is wonderful. For the face, I have two different lotions that I've tried out this month that have really been working well for my skin and that I've really been enjoying. So for the morning, this is the Boots No. 7 Beautiful Skin Day Lotion. It's for normal to dry skin, and the tiniest bit goes a long way and it moisturizes my skin all day long. It's been really wonderful. It has a nice scent to it too. It is a little bit perfumey, so if your skin's a little bit sensitive, I would say this is not for you, but I've really been enjoying it. And then at night, this is also Boots No. 7, but this is the Protect and Perfect Night Cream. This is also super luxurious, thick, creamy, fantastic. It almost puts like a layer on my skin at night, which just locks in everything, and I wake up with baby fresh skin. I've been loving both of those, and fantastic that they're found at Target and they're not crazy expensive. Staying on with the face, this is the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. I've recently been getting more into facial sprays and incorporating them into my morning and my night routine. This one's really nice. I really like the smell of rose. Something about it just makes me happy. So I've really been enjoying this. It's calming, it's soothing, it feels moisturizing, and it doesn't leave any sort of sticky film, which sometimes sprays, if they're too overly scented, can almost leave like a tackiness on my face. This does not do it, and it is lovely. Next up in the tools department, I would say there are two things. First is the Real Techniques setting brush. This one's a little bit dirty. I used it this morning, but it is just this little fluffy brush, and I use it to swirl into setting powder or translucent powder to set my under eye concealer. It's a really good shape. I can set around my nose, on the bridge of my nose, just under my chin, in the small areas that I conceal. It's really nice to set with this, and I actually have two of them, and the second one I sometimes use for contour, just to get a real good defined start if I want to do a contour, or on the sides of my nose. It's really good for that as well. I really like them. They're not super expensive. I got these at Ulta, but they're just really nice, and they are super soft. And the next tool is this makeup cleaning mitt. I'm going to call it a mitt even though it doesn't go on your hand. It just sits on my fingers, but the silicone texture on it works really well for when I deep clean my brushes. My hand, I used to have like my hand under the running water, and it would start to get kind of raw. So I asked for something for Christmas, and my sister got me this, and I used it last month, love it. Used it this month, love it. I just really like how the texture gets in and that it sort of saves my hand a little bit. It's just a really handy thing to have, and this was not that expensive. It's not like the big Sigma mitt that's like $50 or something. I'm not exactly sure how much this was because it was a gift, but I know that it was not crazy. I think probably under $10 for this. I have been loving the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleanser. My sister also got me this with that little mitt thing. This has been freaking-tastic. This stuff is like magic for day-to-day cleaning, or if you need to clean off a brush, if you want to use it in a different color or for a different purpose, this is fantastic. It's fast drying. It has a bit of a smell, but it's not crazy. It's sort of vanilla-esque smelling, so it's pretty nice. But it cleans my brushes like magic and really quickly and so well. I am debating splurging on getting a large size of this. It is that good. Then lastly, for the favorites for February are my makeup favorites. I recently just picked this up. I've been looking for a contour powder that isn't warm. I do not have a warm tone in my skin, and almost every bronzing powder that I have has a yellowy, warm, orangey tone to it that looks so foreign on my skin. So I picked up this NYX High Definition Blush in Taupe. It's not the best thing I've ever used, but it's my favorite for this month because it's finally a cool toned brown. So this is what it looks like. It's in this square pan and it is pretty powdery, but it does give a buildable sheer contour, which is what I'm looking for. I don't want anything that's like extremely noticeable, like, hey, you contoured your face. I just wanted to give a little bit of shadow and dimension back into my face, and that is what this does. So for this month, this has worked. This is an older product, and I've mentioned this in other videos before. I actually did an entire review on this product when it first came out about a year ago in Sephora. And this is the Chosunga 22 Donggong Min Brow Maker. It is a mouthful of a name, and I believe it is Korean. Yeah, it is a Korean brand, and this is their brow product. I used it today on my brow, so that is what I'm working with right now, and it is in the color gray brown, which again for me is perfect. It's not a warm golden brown color. It is a gray taupey brown, which works really well for me. And I love that it's got both a spoolie and a sponge tip applicator, so you can really fill in your brows with a sponge tip and then comb it through and set them in place at the same time with the spoolie on the end. Like I said, I've had this for a long time and kind of put it on the back burner for a while as I was trying other things, and then recently this month I've had a resurgence of it in my makeup routines almost daily now. Next up are two different mascaras. So this one of my friends got as like a perk at Sephora when she went and purchased a bunch of stuff, and she said she wasn't going to use it, so asked if I wanted it, and I was like, we'll see. It's a Lorac mascara. I've tried their Pro Mascara before and was not a fan. Two, it's not waterproof. I usually stick to only waterproof. And it's a fiber mascara, which I tend to not get along with fiber mascaras. So it's got a funky brush, which the Lorac Pro does. It's this bulbous teardrop kind of funky thing. But what it does is it almost creates that dough-like lash that sort of fans out to the side, which I really like. And I don't notice the fibers being obnoxious, which is nice, and it also stays put. But the same problem does occur with the other one. Something about the design of the large brush and the small or standard opening in the mascara, the wand gets super messy. So if I close this again and open it, it sort of clumps up on the end of the brush there and becomes really difficult to manage and to use. So Lorac, if for some godly reason you are watching this video, just please fix the packaging just a little bit, because I would really like to really like this. And then the other mascara, this is a drugstore mascara, and you guys have seen these floating around. It is the new Revlon line. They launched like 6 new mascaras, I think, maybe. This is the Dramatic Definition one. This one is waterproof. It is drugstore. There are no fibers. It's what I'm wearing today, and it does give fantastic definition. If you are looking for more of a natural lash look, this is phenomenal. It is great. I have it on my upper and my lower lashes, and it hasn't transferred. It stays in place. It is waterproof. The formula is really great. It doesn't get clumpy. The brush is really cool. So it is a plastic brush. The design together is great. I like the packaging itself, and it really does give nice sort of more natural look for days when I feel like going for more of that look. And to round things out, these are some of the misses that I've encountered for February. I haven't done any misses before because there haven't really been any, or I just haven't thought to do it, but there were some standout ones in February. The first is this dry shampoo. I picked it up at Marshall's, and it's the Argan Volumizing Dry Shampoo. I think that's the brand, because I have no idea what it is, but this is the elegant one. I like the smell of it. It has a really, really nice floral powdery smell to it that I really, really like, but it does not work. I tried. I am most of the way through this bottle before I decided to call it quits. It doesn't really lift the oil from your hair. It's sort of like the powder clings on to the oil from your hair and then doesn't really make it look any cleaner or better, but it does smell better. So this was definitely a miss. Thankfully, it was only $6, which is actually kind of more on the expensive side, but you live and you learn, you test, and you find out. So this was a no-go for me. Next up is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. Now, I'm not saying, for those of you out there, that this is like doesn't work at all. It works, just not as well as some of the other micellar waters that I've used. So my favorite is the one by Sephora. It works really, really well. It has a nice scent to it. It doesn't irritate my skin at all. This doesn't irritate my skin. I don't mind the scent at all to it. It just isn't as hard working as other micellar waters that I've used. So for that reason, it is just kind of a flop for me. I will use the rest of the bottle. I'm gonna go through it quickly because I tend to use twice as much of this as I would the other micellar waters that I have. But for the price point, it's not terrible, but it's just not as great as the other ones I've tried. And then lastly, I picked up this L'Oreal Paris Decrease eyeshadow base. It's in this little cute tube. It's this really nice neutral sort of beigey color. I picked this up because I saw Ready Set Glamour. If you guys don't know her, just type her in. She's on YouTube. She was mentioning how this is one of her underrated products that she loves. She thinks it's great. It's just, you know, no one ever talks about it. So I saw it. It was on sale in Ulta. And I picked it up, and as like she said, she really liked it. I'm running low on my eyeshadow base. Absolutely. Used it the other day, wore it all day. I loved it. My eyeshadow stayed in place. Things blended nicely on top of it. It did kind of conceal some of the veining on my eyes. Washed it off at night, woke up the next morning, and had an allergic reaction. So it's not that the product itself didn't necessarily work for me. It's that some component in here caused my eyes to become really puffy and irritated. I actually don't have any eye makeup on my eyes right now. If they look a little pink, it's residual leftover reaction from this. So for that reason, I had to call this a miss this month. So that was it. That was everything that I picked up over the month of February. A few things are transferred over from January as well. So maybe we can just call this my winter favorites then. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching. Let me know if you have any questions, or comment below if you've tried anything and agree with me, or tell me why I'm completely wrong, or if I'm using something in the incorrect way. I'll try and give it a shot or a second chance. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed, and I will see you next time.